In today's video, we're going to dispel the myth surrounding intimacy and pleasure in old age and reveal how intimate self-care, particularly masturbation, can have a significant impact on older adults' well-being, from improving physical health to enhancing emotional resilience. Have you ever wondered if intimacy and pleasure truly fade as we age? What if I told you that the idea that losing sexual vitality with age is not only misleading, but also preventing many older adults from experiencing the full range of joy and satisfaction available to them? Although many older adults fear the inevitable changes in sexual desire and intimacy, this practice can change how we experience pleasure, maintain vitality, and rediscover our bodies as we age. While it is true that hormonal shifts affect sexual function, desire itself doesn't vanish. It simply takes on new forms. Maintaining a sense of connectedness to one's own body through masturbation can enable you to welcome these changes rather than dread them. This video will give you the tools and insights to embrace aging with confidence, self-love, and freedom. If you're in your second half of life, or are just curious about how intimacy changes, as we age, we'll explore how masturbation not only supports physical health by improving blood circulation, elevating mood, and reducing stress, but also how it helps manage the emotional challenges of aging, like loneliness or loss. We'll also address the risks of overindulging, making sure you understand the balance needed to reap the benefits without crossing into unhealthy patterns. Stay tuned, because by the end, you'll have a whole different understanding of how to keep your independence, experience intimacy, and live life to the fullest at any age. Let's get started. If you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, I strongly advise you to do so and receive notifications to stay updated on our most recent content bell. I'm eager to hear your thoughts on today's topic. If you find the content interesting, please leave a comment below. If not, leave a 0. Your input is essential to me because it helps me make better videos that suit your interests. Now let's get started. Let's dispel the myths that frequently surround the subject of pleasure in old age and examine the life-changing effects of intimate self-care for senior citizens. The notion that sexual pleasure diminishes with age is untrue, and in this investigation, we will uncover how intimate behaviors like masturbation can have a significant impact on the lives of those who engage in them in both complex and enriching ways. This discussion is particularly important for individuals navigating the second half of life, when physical and mental changes can alter one's experience of intimacy. First, let's talk about the nature of masturbation, which is fundamentally a very personal and powerful act that transcends age throughout our lives. The way we experience masturbation changes, and this is no different in old age. As we age, our bodies naturally undergo hormonal and physical changes that inevitably impact our relationship with pleasure and sexual desire. For older adults, masturbation becomes a means of maintaining a vital connection to one's own body, serving as a reminder of vitality and self-sufficiency. Surpassing mere physical release, hormonal changes with aging, such as the steady loss of estrogen in women and testosterone in males, unavoidably alter the landscape of sexual desire. Although processes might lessen the frequency and intensity of want, it's important to realize that desire only changes rather than disappears in this way. Masturbation turns into a lovely and freeing tool for discovering what pleasure looks like again on one's own terms, free from the expectations and pressures that often accompany intimacy in younger years. Embracing one's own body as a changing entity with curiosity and love rather than fearing or avoiding it carries a quiet power. Regular self-pleasure in old age has many health benefits that go far beyond the physical. For example, it keeps the genital area's blood circulation healthy, which can stop sensitive tissues from atrophying from lack of use by keeping the body active and alive. This small action can encourage wellness in areas often overlooked. Moreover, masturbation triggers the release of endorphins. The calming effect that follows self-stimulation can help achieve restful, uninterrupted sleep, which is crucial for physical and mental health in later years of life. Perhaps most importantly, however, is that mastering in old age is a deeply psychological act. It is an intimate way to explore one's own body, to learn and rediscover desires that may have long been dormant. Many of us feel a sense of losing control over our bodies as we age, whether it's due to illness, disability, or the natural aging process. Masturbation offers a form of empowerment, an act that allows older individuals to reconnect with their bodies in a way that fosters self-acceptance and celebrates the beauty of being alive. This form of self-pleasure can help restore a sense of ownership and agency over one's own body, offering a sanctuary where one is not subject to the gaze or judgment of others, but is free to simply be with themselves. In essence, masturbation in old age is not just about physical pleasure. It is a sacred ritual of self-care, self-love, and personal empowerment. It reminds us that even as our bodies change, we remain worthy of intimacy, joy, and connection on our own terms, while masturbation can be a natural and healthy part of life. At any age, it's important to address the potential risks associated with constant or excessive masturbation, especially in old age. Just like any pleasurable activity, masturbation has the potential to become a compulsive habit, particularly when it's used as a means of avoiding deeper emotional issues or coping with feelings of loneliness and isolation. When this behavior shifts from being a healthy, self-loving practice to an obsess, even the consequences can affect both the body and the mind, sometimes in subtle but significant ways. Physically excessive or frequent masturbation can overstimulate the genital nerves, which may initially cause pleasure, but may eventually cause discomfort, or even a temporary loss of sensation. This phenomenon is not permanent, but it can lead to a situation where the person feels the need to increase the frequency or intensity of their self-stimulation in order to achieve the same level of pleasure. This escalating pattern can ultimately cause frustration, anxiety, or feelings of inadequacy, especially for older people who may already be coping with other age-related changes. The physical effects of excessive masturbation are only one side of the equation. Perhaps more profoundly, the emotional and psychological effects of compulsive self-pleasure in old age can be even more profound as we age. We frequently experience a deeper sense of loneliness, loss, and occasionally depression. This feeling that one cannot achieve the same levels of satisfaction despite greater effort can lead to a disconnection from one's body and a growing sense of emotional dissatisfaction. This is especially true during these emotionally vulnerable times when social circles have shrunk, family dynamics have changed, or our mobility or health has deteriorated. Masturbation may offer a momentary reprieve from the burden of these emotions. The act of enjoying oneself might provide a fleeting but treasured reprieve from the emotional anguish of loneliness, but there is a hidden cost to this momentary consolation. Instead of seeking the warmth of human connection through conversation, affectionate touch, or shared experiences, people may retreat deeper into the act of self-stimulation, finding solace only in their own bodies over time. This retreat can further distance them from the outside world, rather than fostering the emotional connections that come from nurturing relationships with family and friends. If masturbation becomes the primary or even sole outlet for emotional relief, it can result in further isolation. The individual grows more emotionally detached and alone, and they could even feel more disconnected and empty. Please leave your first comment below to let me know that you are still watching this video with me and that you find these teachings helpful. The truth is that self-pleasure, while an important part of self-care, cannot replace the emotional fulfillment that comes from shared human connection. Masturbation, when it takes the place of meaningful companionship, can trigger an unhealthy cycle of unmet emotional needs, deepening loneliness and a person's tendency to retreat into their own world. This emotional isolation can be extremely harmful, especially in later stages of life, when maintaining meaningful relationships becomes crucial to our overall well-being. Seeking solitude from a medical standpoint, masturbation is not intrinsically harmful even in old age and can be a healthy and fulfilling way to maintain a connection to one's own body, release pent-up tension, and even improve mood through the release of endorphins. However, like any habit, it's important to approach masturbation in a balanced and mindful way, as excessive masturbation, especially when done compulsively, can have significant side effects. Self-stimulation provides comfort, but it fails to address the deeper emotional needs for connection and intimacy. Clinical research indicates that excessive self-gratification may cause physical, mental, and general energy levels to drop in some older people. These effects can deplete motivation for other vital activities like exercise, social interaction, and self-care practices that support health and well-being, especially the lack of physical activity that frequently accompanies compulsive masturbation. Exercise on a regular basis is crucial for preserving mobility. When masturbation consumes more time and energy in old age, it may decrease a person's desire or capacity to participate in activities that promote general health, which can lead to a hazardous feedback loop that affects cardiovascular health and mental clarity. The lack of social interaction and physical activity, when combined with emotions, can lead to a hazardous feedback loop. The key to handling this delicate subject is moderation. Isolation through masturbation can intensify emotions of physical and emotional decline, accelerating the in-process in ways that are preventable when used mindfully. Masturbation can improve a person's physical and emotional well-being, but when it becomes a compulsive habit, it can cause frustration, isolation, and neglect of other aspects of life that are crucial for holistic health. We must approach it with balance and awareness, just like everything else in life. It should remain a form of self-care rather than an escape or a substitute for human connection. In the end, the discussion about masturbation in old age should be about empowerment. It's about finding ways to stay connected to one's body, maintain emotional balance, and avoid falling into the trap of isolation or compulsive behaviors as we age. Our needs change, but that doesn't mean we should give up on our desire for intimacy and pleasure. Rather, if it just means we must approach it with greater understanding, compassion, and an awareness of the need for balance in all aspects of our lives. While it is true that many elderly people, especially those living alone, resort to masturbation to satiate their sexual needs, an important and frequently disregarded aspect of masturbation in old age is its impact on interpersonal relationships, particularly for those in long-term partnerships or marriages. When someone has a partner, their relationship undergoes changes, and in these situations, overstimulating oneself may unintentionally destroy their intimacy. I have first-hand experience with instances where one partner's frequent masturbation takes the place of sexual intimacy, causing a physical and emotional rift between the couple over time. This behavior can erode the potential emotional connection for couples in their later years. It's important to strike a balance between defining their relationship by substituting loneliness for shared affection. The partner may feel neglected or disconnected, and the masturbator may feel alone, even though they're not, rather than acting as a barrier to the deep emotional and physical closeness that both partners deserve. We should view masturbation as a complementary practice that coexists with shared intimacy on a deeper emotional and psychological level. Many older adults, particularly those from more conservative or traditional backgrounds, may experience deeply felt guilt or shame due to excessive masturbation. particularly if they grew up in environments that stigmatized, repressed, or considered sexuality taboo. I've seen innumerable senior citizens articulate this dilemma by explaining how they feel when they're enjoying themselves. Torn between the rush of pleasure and an overwhelming sense of remorse, this inner tug-of-war can weigh heavily on one's emotional well-being, undermining the joy that should come from such a natural and fulfilling act. These emotions can also lead to deeper psychological issues like anxiety or depression, as the person struggles with feelings of shame or unworthiness. In such cases, it is important to help them understand that sexuality, including masturbation, is a natural and positive part of life. At any age, it should be recognized as a vital part of physical and emotional health rather than a source of guilt. However, when masturbation turns into an emotional escape that replaces genuine human contact, it signals a deeper issue that needs attention in these situations. It could be a good idea to explore alternative forms of emotional support such as therapy or counseling. More deliberate interaction with family and loved ones may provide a healthier outlet for the emotions currently directed towards self-stimulation. Excessive masturbation can have the harmful side effect of causing emotional isolation, especially in older persons who may already be dealing with melancholy, loneliness, or loss. While self-gratification can provide momentary solace, it cannot take the place of genuine human connection and emotional support. There are some cancer or severe sexual dysfunction. However, as previously mentioned, excessive masturbation can lead to physical exhaustion, subsequently lowering energy levels and ultimately libido. When self-pleasure turns into a daily habit or an overwhelming compulsion, it can take away from other facets of life, such as social interaction, physical activity, and general vitality. It's crucial to maintain balance and ensure that the need for social interaction, emotional stability, and physical health doesn't trump masturbation in the end. Masturbating in old age can be a rewarding activity that greatly benefits mental and physical well-being. When done in moderation, it can also improve circulation, as with any behavior. Moderation is crucial. It can preserve the elasticity of genital tissue and provide emotional solace during stressful or anxious times. If masturbation takes over one's daily routine and negatively impacts relationships, physical health, or emotional stability, it might be time to consider the underlying causes of this compulsion and look for healthier ways to meet emotional needs. Ultimately, we should view old-agey sexuality, including masturbation, as a natural and positive aspect of life, deserving of enjoyment, free from shame, guilt, or excessive dependence. Whether through therapy, meaningful connections, or other outlets, it's about finding harmony and nurturing both the physical pleasure and emotional connections that allow for a joyful and authentic experience of aging. So we've learned today that intimacy and pleasure in old age are not only possible, but can also be empowering and transformative, as demonstrated by how masturbation can play a key role in maintaining physical health, elevating mood, and navigating emotional challenges. There is much to consider today in order to comprehend how self-awareness and balance are crucial to making it a positive aspect of your life. If you enjoyed this video, please remember to leave a comment, give us a thumbs up, and share it with someone who might find it helpful. If you haven't already, please subscribe to our channel for more content like this. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. I'd love to hear what you learned today that you're going to apply to your own life. Whether it's accepting your changing body with more love and curiosity, realizing the importance of self-care, or discovering new ways to maintain intimacy on your own terms.